The Hyundai Ioniq Plug-In Hybrid is one of the most affordable plug-in hybrids on sale, with prices starting from well under £30,000, a pure electric range of 39 miles and a 1.6 litre petrol engine to back you up when you're out of battery charge, all in a really spacious family hatchback body. It seems like a great proposition if you're after a practical, efficient car. In terms of its charging, the Ioniq plug-in hybrid comes with two cables that allow you to plug into a 3-pin domestic socket or a standard Type 2 cable that allows you to charge up from a dedicated home charger and most public chargers. You will have to pay for that home charger if you want it. Hyundai has teamed up with PodPoint to make that easier, so get that 7kW wall box installed and you can charge your Ioniq PHEV in just 2 hours. Plugging it in is easy enough too. The socket up here is on the front wing, so you shouldn't be trailing cables along the floor. And there are 3 blue lights on the dash that flash to show you when the car is charging or fully charged. When you're done with all of that, the boot is big enough to store the 2 cables very easily, although it is a shame that they rattle around freely and there's no dedicated underfloor cable storage as there is in the Hyundai Kona. The Ioniq Hybrid is perfectly pleasant to drive, but honestly also quite forgettable. Of course it has the electric motor as well as the petrol engine to use, and when it's in electric mode it's very quiet and it creeps around and it's all very predictable. But the steering's nice and consistent, the ride is comfortable, so ultimately this is quite a relaxing car if you're just going to mooch about town. It's not quite so good when you get into faster roads because the brake feel is quite inconsistent and that petrol engine is just a bit coarse really. You do hear and feel it when it kicks in, and on top of that the performance in the Ioniq, regardless of whether you're in hybrid or EV mode, is really quite lethargic. You can put the Ioniq in pure EV mode when we found in our time it'll do around 33 to 34 miles of town driving quite easily, or stick it in hybrid mode and it switches between the two as the car sees fit. It is a bit of a shame that there's no range hold mode, as you get in some rivals, which allows you to hold the battery charge for later in the journey, useful if you regularly commute up the motorway and into a city for instance. It must be said that the Hyundai Ioniq's dash is pretty boring to look at. It's all a bit sort of grey and plasticky. But having said that, actually the switchgear is really nicely damped, it feels solidly put together, you do get a splash of colour in this blue trim here, and the touchscreen's very good as well. It responds quite quickly and you get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. Equipment's really decent as well. Even the cheapest car gets heated seats, electric lumbar adjustment, climate control, cruise control. It really does get everything you could need. There's even plenty of space in the back seats and the boot is a really decent size, so as a family car the Ioniq is a really good proposition. Do you know what? If you can get over how bland the Ioniq feels, then this is one of the best plug-in hybrids out there. It's cheaper than the Prius plug-in hybrid, it's got really good electric running range, and for a lot of families it could actually deliver fuel-free motoring in the week and potentially negate the need for a second car altogether given the no-compromise long-distance ability. One of the biggest pitfalls could be the quite high monthly finance costs, but if you can get around that and you've ruled out pure electric cars for your long distance needs, then this is one of the most affordable ways into a plug-in hybrid. It's a really neat, tidy and comfortable car.